Good morning to all of you. Uh, Now onwards, we discuss the third question paper conducted by the NTA on 23rd January in the first session. Okay, right. But the position of a particle moving on x-axis is given by xt is equal to a sin t plus b cos square t plus ct square plus d, where t is the time. The dimensions of a, b, c by d is. Okay, so what is that? According to principle of homogeneity. According to principle of homogeneity. What is that? Like physical quantities are allowed to added as well as subtracted. So from this one you can write x is equal to what? A only. Okay, what is that? According to limitations of dimensional analysis, sine, it means trigonometric functions, logarithmic functions, exponential functions doesn't have any dimension formulas. So that x is the position, a is a constant. So x is equal to what? A. So that implies a is equal to what? L. Okay, right. Next, x is equal to what? B cos square t. That means x is equal to what? B. B is equal to what? L only. Next, x is equal to c t square. That implies c is equal to what? X by t square. That implies what? L t power minus 2. Similarly, x is equal to what? D. That implies d is equal to what? L only. Therefore, the required, what is that? Dimension formula of a, b, c by d is a is equal to what? L, b is equal to what? L, c is equal to what? L t power minus 2 by d is equal to what? L. 1 L is cancelled, L into L, L square, that implies L square t power minus 2. So this is the solution. That's it. Okay, the second question, matching type. First, a pressure varies inversely with the volume of an ideal gas. To see, what is the given? Pressure varies inversely with volume in an ideal gas. To see if according to Boyle's law. According to Boyle's law. What is that? At constant temperature, pressure of given mass of gas is always inversely proportional to volume, isn't it? That implies PV is equal to what? Constant. Here the gas is what? Ideal gas. So constant equal to what? N into R into T. That implies T is constant. But the T is what? Constant. So that pressure varies inversely with the volume of an ideal gas is equal to what? Isothermal process. Okay, next B. What is that? Heat absorbed goes partly to increase internal energy and partly to do the work. According to first law of thermodynamics, heat supplied to a body, dq is equal to what? du plus dw, isn't it? So what kind of system it is? Isobaric process. Is equal to what? Isobaric means B is equal to what? 4. Next, C. Heat is neither absorbed nor released by a system. Heat is neither absorbed nor released by a system. It is called adiabatic. That means the system is not allowed to absorb or radiate energy to the surroundings. Okay, right. Next, no work is done by a gas. D is equal to what? No work. dW is equal to 0. No work is done means what? The system doesn't expand, isn't it? So that is called isochronic process. Isochronic process. Right, that's it. Right, the third question. Consider a moving coil galvanometer. Okay, about moving coil galvanometer, some concepts are given, whether these are correct or not. Okay, which are right, which are wrong. Okay, to see. The torsional constant in MCZ has dimensions ml square t power minus 2. From principle of moving coil galvanometer. Okay, what is that? Torque tau is equal to what? C into theta. Here C is called the torsional constant of MCZ. That implies torsional constant of MCZ. C is equal to what? Tau by theta. Isn't it? Tau is equal to what? Rotational analog. That is nothing but work. So by work only. Isn't it? Why? Because angle doesn't have any dimension. So work is equal to what? M L square t power minus 2. So first option is correct. Next, B. Increasing the current sensitivity may be necessary, increasing the voltage sensitivity. Okay, so what is current sensitivity? Current sensitivity, see, from C theta is equal to what? BIA into N. That implies current sensitivity is equal to what? Torsion per, what is that? Current. Torsion per what? Current. That means theta. That means, sorry, theta by I. Theta by I is equal to what? BAN by C. This theta by I is called current sensitivity. Okay, right. To see what is given, increasing the current sensitivity may not increasing the voltage sensitivity. Increasing the voltage sensitivity. So it is also correct. Why? Because increasing the current, okay, what happened? Sensitivity, that means current sensitivity depends on current theta by I. Okay, okay, right. So next, C. Okay, what is C? Option C is what? If we increase the number of turns to its double, then voltage sensitivity what? Doubles. Voltage sensitivity what? Doubles. Here to see voltage sensitivity. See, voltage sensitivity. What is voltage sensitivity? From this one, I is equal to what? V by R. Okay, V is equal to what? Theta by V by R. Why? Because I is equal to V by R is equal to what? BAN by C. That implies theta by V is equal to what? BAN by R into C. BAN by R into C. That implies R is N into what? R. So it is not correct. So next, D. What is D? MCC converted into an ammeter by introducing a shunt resistance of large values. It is not correct. Okay, how we convert MCC into an ammeter? A small resistance connected parallel to it. This is called as a shunting. So D is also not correct. Next, E. Current sensitivity of MCC depends inversely on number of turns of the coil. To see current sensitivity, that means called CS. What is CS? Theta by I is equal to what? BAN by C. Isn't it? BAN by C. So here to see current sensitivity does not depending on, what is that? Inversely, actually directly proportional. Here that implies current sensitivity is directly proportional to N. But what is given? Inversely proportional to number of turns in the coil. So it is also not correct. So only A and B are correct about the moving coil galvanometer. Okay, right. The fourth question, a gun fires a lead bullet of temperature 300 Kelvin into a wooden block. Okay, suppose this is a gun, okay, which fires a lead bullet into a wooden plank. Okay, right. The bullet having melting temperature of 600 Kelvin penetrates into the block and melts down. After penetrates it, it becomes what? Melts down. Melt. Okay. If the total heat required for the process is 625 joule, then the mass of the bullet is. To see here, the bullet once it is penetrate, first it loads its energy to the same temperature. Okay, then after it is melt, that means it is state is changes, phase is changes. So for this whole thing, what is the energy required? 625. Therefore, what? 625 is equal to first specific heat, ms delta T. Similarly, M into L. Why? Because this is ms delta T is the heat lost by the hot body in the same phase. Later, heat lost or gained while it changes its phase. That is called latent heat, latent specific heat. Okay. So what is given? 625 is equal to mass is required. What is mass is asking? So M into S into delta T plus L. Therefore, 625 is equal to M into a specific heat of lead. What is that? 125. 125 into delta T. What is that? 600 minus 300 plus L. L is the level of the latent heat of fusion of lead. 2.5 means what? 25,000. isn't it? 25 into 10 power minus 1, minus 1 plus 4 plus 3, so 3 zeros. Therefore 625 is equal to m into 125 into 300 plus 25,000, isn't it? Okay, so finally you get m is equal to 625 by 125 into 3. What is it? 125 into 3, 300, 375, isn't it? 375 plus 00 plus 2500, which is equal to what? 625 by 625 into 100. This is cancelled. So 1 by 100 means what? 10 power minus 2 kg. 10 power minus 2 kg or 10 grams. Isn't it? That's it. Right. The fifth question. The electric flux phi is given. What is that? Given electric flux phi is equal to alpha into sigma plus beta into what? Lambda. So according to principle of homogeneity, like physical quantities are allowed to add it. Similarly, like physical quantities are allowed to subtract it. Therefore what? Phi is equal to what? Alpha into sigma, and phi is equal to what? Beta into lambda. From this one, alpha is equal to what? 5 by sigma. 5 by sigma. You know, phi is a number, doesn't have any dimension formula. That implies 1 by what is that? So what is that? Alpha is equal to 5 by sigma, and beta is equal to 5 by lambda. What is asking? Alpha by beta. Therefore alpha by beta is equal to what? 5 by sigma by 5 by lambda, which is equal to what? 5 by sigma into lambda by 5. 5 is cancelled. So remaining what? Lambda by sigma. Okay, here lambda is equal to what? Lambda is the linear charge density. Linear charge density. What is linear charge density? Charge per unit length. That is called linear charge density. And sigma is equal to what? Areal charge density, or surface. Or surface or areal charge density. Charge density, which is equal to what? Charge per area. Therefore alpha by beta is equal to what? Lambda. Lambda is equal to what? Q by L by sigma means what? A by Q. This Q is cancelled. Area is equal to what? L square by L. Therefore alpha by beta is equal to what? L. So this is the answer for this question. Right. Right, the sixth question. A solid sphere of mass m, radius r is allowed to roll without slipping from the highest point of an inclined plane of length L. To see, we are visualize this one. This is an inclined plane. Okay, of length is called what? L, which makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal. Okay, here what happened? A solid sphere of mass m. This is a solid sphere of mass m, and radius r is rolled without slipping from the highest point to an inclined plane of length is what? L. So this is the length of the inclined plane. Okay, right. What happened? Which makes an angle theta with the horizontal. The speed of the particle at the bottom of the plane is, when this is rolled without slipping, it reaches the bottom of the plane with a speed of velocity v1. Okay, if the angle of inclination is increased to 45 degrees while keeping L is constant, later it is allowed to roll freely on this inclined plane, making angle is changed from theta 1 to theta 2. It reaches with velocity is v2. Okay, the ratio of v1 square is to v2 square is. To see, actually the solid sphere of mass m and radius r is at the top of the inclined plane, having a position that is called potential energy. While it is allowed to roll, what happened? Its potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. That means To change its PE into KE, it may do some work. So from work energy theorem, work done by the solid sphere to roll without slipping from topmost point to bottom of this inclined plane equal to change in its kinetic energy Kf minus Ki. Isn't it? Work done by the net unbalanced force equal to change in its kinetic energy, you know very well. So work equal to Kf minus Ki, which is equal to, work is equal to what? mgh is equal to Kf half mv. Okay, here to see, Kf is the final kinetic energy of this rolled ball to reach from top to bottom of this inclined plane, okay, which is equal to for rolling without slipping, kinetic energy Ke is equal to what? Half m v center of mass square plus half I omega square. When a body in a rotation, its kinetic energy equal to what? Rotational kinetic energy of I m omega square. So which is equal to what? Half m v cm square plus half I omega square minus 0. Why? Because at the topmost point it is having initial kinetic energy. Okay, at the topmost point, before you are allowed to roll freely, its velocity equal to 0. So equal to velocity equal to what? 0. So kinetic energy equal to what? 0. Therefore mg h how you can take, this is the height of the inclined plane, isn't it? What is the height here? H is equal to what? L into sin theta, isn't it? L into sin theta. Why? Because so this is opposite of this angle, so this is hypotenuse, so L sin theta. So I would like to replace h by L sin theta. So mg L sin theta is equal to half m v cm square plus half I. You know what is the moment of inertia of this, okay, solid sphere, okay, rotate about its tangent is into 2 by 5 m into v f m r square, its radius, that means m r square, okay, plus omega is equal to what? V is equal to r into omega, that implies omega is equal to what? V by r. So omega square is equal to what? Into of m square into what? V square by r square. To see, this r square is cancelled, this 2 is cancelled, okay, E is also cancelled. So on both sides m is also cancelled. So remaining equal to what? GL sin theta is equal to half m v cm square plus 1 by 5 m into v c square. So GL sin theta is equal to what? 7 m v cm square. That implies sin theta is directly proportional to what? VCM square. Why? Because G is constant, L is constant, 7 by 10 is also constant. Okay, M is already chhod gaya. Yes, it is also cancelled. Okay, right. Therefore, that implies V square is directly proportional to what? Sin theta, isn't it? Therefore, V1 square by V2 square equal to sin theta 1 by sin theta 2. What is theta 1 is given initially? Sin 30, where it is given, makes an angle rolled, an angle is mass 45, later is 45, initially it make an angle theta, okay, makes an angle theta is given as 30 degree, okay, right. Therefore V1 square by V2 is equal to what? Sin 30 by sin 45. Therefore V1 square by V2 square is equal to sin 30 means 1 by 2, okay, by sin 45 root 3 by 2, 2 to cancel and 1 by root 3. That's it. Okay, the 7th question. Consider a circular disc of radius 20 centimeter with center located at the origin. To see, this is represented like this. This is a circular disc of radius is what? 20 centimeter. Its center is lies at the origin like this. Okay, this is origin. Okay, right. A circular hole of radius 5 centimeter is cut from this disc in such a way that suppose the edge of the hole touches the edge of the disc. That means suppose this is a small hole of radius is what? 5 centimeter, which is at 5 centimeter, cut from the disc in such a way that the edge of the hole touches the edge of the disc. Okay. The distance of the center of mass of residual or remaining disc from the origin will be. So, what is asking? What is the where the center of mass is located from, okay, center to the residual center. Okay, right, this is asking. Okay, you know, for example, mass of the disc, let us say mass of disc is equal to what? M. For example, the whole mass of the disc is M. Now, from this you should remove what is the mass of cut part? Mass of cut part is equal to what? M by 16. You know very well, you can calculate mass is equal to volume to density, its volume is equal to pi r square h. By that process you can calculate mass of the cut part, okay, is equal to what? M by 16. Okay, right. Now, when you remove this mass, center of mass is shifted. Okay, so where the center of mass is supposed to be located? From this center of the residual part to the center of this origin. Therefore, x, that means new center of mass, is equal to m into 0. Why? Because total mass of this whole mass constant at its center. At this center only, okay, origin is located. So, m into 0 minus mass is equal to what? M by 16 into, you know what is the total radius? 20. This radius is equal to what? 20. 20, this is what? 5. So, 20 minus 5 is equal to what? This is what? 15, isn't it? This is what? 15. From here to center, total is equal to what? 20. So, m into what? 15 by m1 means m minus m2 means what? M by 16. Therefore, x center of mass is equal to what? M into 15 by 16 into by one more step you can write 16 minus 16 m minus m by 16. This cancel, 15 m by 15 m cancel. What is that? 1 centimeter. Okay, so this is the answer for this question, right? Thank you. Right, the 8th question. Two particles located at equal distance from origin. Okay, the position vector of those particles are represented by, the first particle A is 2 I cap plus 3 n j cap plus 2 k cap, and B bar, the position vector of second particle B bar is equal to 2 I cap minus 2 j cap plus 4 k cap respectively. If both vectors are right angles to each other, what is given? Given that both vectors right angles to each other, that equal their dot product equal to what? 0. A bar dot B bar equal to 0. Okay, right angles means theta, that equal theta equal to what? 90 degrees. Okay, therefore, right, A bar dot B bar equal to 0 means what? 2 into 2, 4. Therefore, A bar dot B bar is equal to 2 into 2, 4 minus 3 to 6 n plus 4 to the 8 p equal to what? 0. Say this is equation 1. You want to calculate n value, you can use another term. What is that? Two particles are located at equal distance. If two particles located at equal distance. That implies what? Magnitude of A is equal to what? That means length same and same. Okay, same distance from origin. So mod A equal to what? Mod B. Therefore mod A is equal to what? Under root 2 square plus 3n square plus 2 square, which is equal to what? 4 plus, you can write its magnitude. What is it? 4 plus 9n square plus 4. Similarly, mod B is equal to under root, what is it? 2 square plus minus 2 whole square plus 4p square, which is equal to root 4 plus 16p square. Okay, according to what? Mod A is equal to what? Mod B. Then we can write 9n square is equal to 16p square, isn't it? But you want to calculate what is the value n, so you can write p. That implies p square is equal to 9n square by 16. That implies p is equal to what? 3n by 4, which is substitute in equation 1. What is equation 1? 4 minus 6n. Therefore 4 minus 6n plus 8p 3n by 4, 4 1 ja 4 2 ja, that implies which is equal to what? 0. That implies 4 minus 6n 2 3 ja 6n. Actually this p is equal to what? Plus or minus, you may write, isn't it? Under root 9n square by 16. So you may write p is equal to plus or minus 3n by 4. So it may write plus. Why? Because we can take minus, it equal to 0. So it doesn't have any meaning. So that 4 minus 6n equal to 0. Okay. Therefore 4 is equal to 12n. Therefore n is equal to what? 4 by 12. Therefore n power minus 1 equal to what? 1 by n, which may write, what is that? 1 by 3. That's it. Okay, right. Right. The ninth question, an ideal gas initially at 0 degree temperature. What is given? Initial temperature T1 is equal to what? 0 degree Celsius, equal to what? 273 Kelvin. Okay. At this temperature, what is the volume of a gas? V. Okay. Now it is suddenly compressed, suddenly to 1/4 of its volume. So the volume changes from V1 to V2, which is equal to what? 1/4 of initial volume equal to what? V by 4. Okay. Then what he is asking? Change in temperature is asking. Moreover, he is given if the ratio of the specific heat constant of the pressure to that of a volume gamma is equal to what? 3 by 2. Okay. Here what is the hint is given the question? Gas compressed suddenly. What is its meaning? What is meaning? It is a adiabatic process. It is a adiabatic process. Okay, therefore in adiabatic process, the relation between temperature and volume is T into V power gamma minus 1 is equal to what? Constant. What is the T into V power gamma minus 1 equal to what? Constant. Therefore T1 V1 power gamma minus 1 equal to T2 V2 power gamma minus 1. That implies T1 is equal to what? 273. V1 means what? V. Gamma minus 3 by 2 minus 1 is equal to, you want to calculate T2 into V2 means what? V by 4 power gamma minus 1. That implies 273 into V power, what is that? 1 by 2. 3 by 2 minus 1, 3 minus 2 by 2, that means 1 by 2 is equal to T2 into, what is that? V by 4 power 1 by 2. Okay, that implies 273 by V. V power 1 by 2 equal to what? By, sorry, it may be kept in numerator, V power 1 by 2 is equal to T2 into, okay, v power 1 by 2 by 2 power 1 by 2. So it may write 2 power 1 means 2, which is that implies on both sides v power 1 by 2 it cancel, that implies t2 is equal to what, 2 into, when go to the denominator, this one 2 into 273 is equal to what, 5, 2 3 is 6, 2 7 is 4, 546. Therefore delta t is equal to what, t2 minus t1, that implies delta t is equal to t2 is what is obtained, 546 minus t1 equal to 273, equal to what, 273 Kelvin. This, so answer for this can go 273 Kelvin. That's it. The 10th question, a force F is given. What is that? F is equal to x square y I cap plus y square j cap. Acts on a particle in a plane x plus y is equal to 0. Okay, the work done, you know what is the work done? Work is equal to integral f dot dx, you know very well. So you may convert in this to see in the given force x square y plus y square. That means you can convert x into y or y into x. So from this one you can write y is equal to what, 10 minus x. Therefore work done is equal to, moreover it is integrated in between 0 0 and 4m 2m. So these are the lower limits, these are the upper limits. So what is that, 0 to 4 for x, that means x square y is equal to what, 10 minus x into dx plus integral 0 to 2, okay, into y square dy. Okay, we integrate it, integral 0 to 4, 10x square minus x cube into dx plus integral 0 to 2 y square into dy. Therefore work is equal to 10x cube by 3, you know very well, 10x cube by 3. Limits are 0 to 4 minus what is the value, x cube means what, x power 4 by 4, limits are 0 to 4, plus y cube by 3, limits are 0 to 2. That implies you may write 10 into 4 power 4 by 3 minus 4 power 4 by 4 plus 2 cube by 3. When you simplify it, 10 4 4 just 16, 64, 256, isn't it? That means 644, 640 x 10 cube, that means power 3 only here. Okay, 640 by 3 minus 1 4 is cancelled, 64 plus 8 by 3, 8 by 3. While you are doing this question, the answer must be, maybe I think it may come 150, approximately 152 joule. So answer for this question is what, 152 joule. That's it. Right, the 10th question, a force F is given which is acts on a particle in a plane x plus y is equal to 10. The work done by this force during a displacement from 0 to 0 to 4 meter 2 meter, there are two coordinates are given. Okay, find the work done, okay, in joules. Okay, what is given, force acting on a particle F is equal to what, x square y into I cap plus y square into j cap. Okay, which is acts on a particle which is in a plane. What is that, x plus y is equal to what, 10. Here to see, then find the work done. Work is equal to what, you know, work is equal to force into displacement very well, but here to see, force is a function of, okay, x and y, so it may be converted either x term or y term. Okay, you know, I is the unit vector along the x axis, so this y may be converted into x, it make easy to integrate. That implies you can write y is equal to what, 10 minus x. Therefore from definition of variable force, work is equal to what, integral f dot dx, okay, x1 to x2. That implies work is equal to integral, here to see, f is equal to what, x square into y is equal to get 10 minus x into I cap integral plus y square into j cap, y square into j cap. Therefore work is equal to integral 10x square minus x cube into dx from limits 0 to 4, okay, plus integral limits 0 to 2, 0 to 2, what is that, y square into j cap, okay, into dy. So it may write therefore w is equal to 10x cube by 3, okay, limits 0 to 4 minus x power 4 by 4 limits 0 to 4 plus y cube by 3 limits 0 to 2. That implies work is equal to 10 into, in place of x you can substitute the upper limit. What is that? 4 cube by 3, okay, minus 4 power 4 by 4, okay, plus y means what, 2 cube by 3, 2 cube by 3. Therefore work is equal to 10 into 4 cube, 4 4 is 64, okay, 16 4 is 130, 4 4 is 16, 16 4 is 64, that means 640 by 3 minus 4 cube, what is that, 64 only, plus 8 by 3. Okay, while doing simplification, this thing, you get the answer is approximately what is 152 joule. So answer equal to what, 152 joule. That's it. The 11th question, okay, it is a statement type. Statement 1 is given. What is that? The hot water flows faster than cold water. Okay, second statement, soap water has higher surface tension as compared to fresh water. To see statement 1. While you are seeing statement 1, what is that? The hot water flows faster than cold water. It is a real fact. Why? Because you know, hot water, okay, temperature is more compared to cold water. Generally, temperature increases surface tension. What is that? Surface tension of water, what happened? Decreases. When surface tension decreases, that fluid is flow easily. So that statement 1 is correct. That means hot water flows faster than cold water. Very good. Next, statement 2. What is statement 2? Soap water has higher surface. Here to see, here soap water, it is one of the surfactant. That means these are the wetting agent actually. Okay, so soap water decreases the surface tension. What is that? Soap water decreases the surface tension. Okay, so but here in the statement, soap water has higher surface tension as compared to fresh water. Okay, it is wrong. So statement 2 is wrong. Actually, this soap water is oftenly called surfactant. Soap water is what? Surfactant. Any surfactant, what happens? It decreases the surface tension of fluids. Okay, right. The 12th question. A light halo cube of side length 10 centimeter and mass 10 gram is floating in water. It is pushed down and released to execute simple harmonic motion. The time period of oscillations is given something where y is equal to what? To see, what is given? A light halo cube. This is a light halo cube. Okay, of side, what is that? 10 centimeter. Its mass m is equal to what? 10 gram. Okay, which is floating in water. That means actually this is the initial position. This is the water which is floating on water. Okay, now what you can say? It is pushed down. Now we can say it is pushed down. So what happened? Obviously, okay, it make push down. Okay, push down unreleased. It pushed it down and released. So what happened? It makes execute simple harmonic motion about a particular point. The time period of oscillations is given. So what happened? This is a body. Okay, when it is pushed, okay, the buoyant force is try to push away. That means acting upward. So whenever these two are make unbalanced, the body starts oscillations. So the time period of the what is the time period of the oscillations of this halo cube you want to determine. You want to determine determine. You can use the time period of a simple harmonic oscillator. You know what is that? The time period of oscillator for a floating object. The time period of oscillator of a floating object. T is obtained from, what is that? T is equal to, you know what is that? L by G. This is the time period of a simple pendulum, we know very well. You know here the object at this is the time period of an simple harmonic, okay, oscillator. That means simple pendulum. It having only length, it is one dimensional. So but here the body is what? Three dimensional. So you know its volume is equal to what? Area into length, isn't it? So length is equal to what? Volume by area. So I would like to replace L by this V by A. That implies time period of this pendulum equal to what? 2 pi into in place of L I would like to replace V by A. That means V by A into G. Here V is equal to what? Volume of the cube, which is equal to what? Side is given. What is the 10 centimeters? So cube equal to what? 10 power minus 1 whole cube meter cube. Similarly, A is equal to what? Area of the cube. So which is equal to what? 10 power minus 2. Why? Because side is equal to 10 centimeter. Okay, so area is equal to length into breadth. So length into length, 10 power meter square. Okay, G is given. G is equal to 10. In the question itself, what is the 10 meter per second square? So time period of this floating object is T is equal to what? 2 pi into V. What is that? 0.001 by A. 0.01 into 10. Okay, so you get 2 pi into 0.01. That implies 2 pi into 10 power minus 2 second. So it is compared to given, what is it? Y pi into 10 power minus 2 second. Therefore y is equal to what? 2. You get what? Y is equal to what? 2. This is the answer for this question. Okay, right, thank you. The 13th question. The motion of an airplane is represented by velocity time graph as shown below. The distance covered by airplane in 30.5 seconds is. So in this question, what is asking? The distance covered. What is that? The distance covered. Okay, the distance covered. The distance covered, okay, is from velocity is equal to what formula? Distance by time. That implies distance d is equal to what? Velocity into time, isn't it? So velocity is on the y-axis, time is on the x-axis. So you can multiply velocity into time. That gives rise to area under this curve. Okay, this is equal to area under velocity time curve. Okay, that's it. So you want to calculate area under this curve. It is not in a total in regular format. So up to B to A is in certain shape. So this is nothing but in trapezium shape. So you should calculate area of this trapezium. Later the distance covered 30.5 seconds only. So up to 0 to 2 is getting the trapezium. Okay, from 2 to 30.5 means center point. This is the 30.5 second. So from 0 to 30.2 to 30.5 means what? This the total is equal to what? 30.5 minus 2 equal to what? 28.5. seconds. Okay, this is what 2 seconds. This is what 20.5, total equal to 30.5. So but this is appeared like, what is that, in what shape? Rectangle shape. So what is the area of this rectangle? So you can add area of this trapezium plus area of this rectangle, the total, okay, area of this curve. Therefore area of VT curve is equal to what? Area of trapezium, say called A1 plus area of rectangle, what is that, 8. Okay, so therefore area of a trapezium, what is the formula? Half into, okay, height of the two sides, that means what? A plus B into perpendicular distance, that means distance between these two sides. Okay, this is nothing but h, height, so which is equal to half into A. What is the height of this side? 200 plus what is the height of this side? 400 into 2. So these two, this cancel. What is that? 600 meter. So A1 is equal to 600. Next, area of this rectangle. Area of rectangle. Length into breadth. What is the length? 2 to 30.5 means what? 28.5. Into breadth is equal to what? This point to this point. What is that? 400. 0 to 4 means 400. Okay, you get 400 means what? 1 0 is cancelled, which is equal to 4 5 20, 4 8 32 34, 4 2 8 11. Okay, that's it. Okay, therefore total area is equal to what? A1 plus A2, which is equal to what? 600 plus 400 is equal to what? 12,000 meter. But question in the answer, answer asking kilometer. Therefore area is equal to what? 12 kilometer. So distance covered by the body is equal to what? 12 kilometer in 30.5 seconds. Right, that's it.